So me and Renee came up with a verbal agreement. You know, she had taken everything possible that she wanted, and then some. She had come over multiple times, more than 4 or 5, and came back for more and more stuff. I let her have her way, and she didn't want anybody there. So her and her dad and brother and whoever came over and grabbed, you know, everything that she wanted to take, and then she proceeded to come over multiple times after that as well, like I said, and she would grab things that I had for remodel, such as light fixtures, and she looked at me straight out and said, "I need money, so I'm taking these." I had no problem with that. I told her to take whatever she wanted, and we also came up with a verbal agreement that when, you know, the ground unfroze, she could come and get her sign and, you know, some other things, her canoe and stuff. I was very obliged by that, and one day she called and wanted her stuff, and I got everything together and put it up front besides the sign, which she had gotten out, and I had told her, I said, unfortunate thing is I didn't have a ladder to get the golf clubs, and I couldn't find a couple other things, and I told her I would get them to her. So one day when we were headed back from Frankfort, Indiana, I got a couple texts from Renee stating that, you know, she wanted more stuff. And I just reached my breaking point. I mean, I had given her everything possible. I had nothing. Literally nothing. No bed, no... I gave her everything that she could, whatever she wanted, she took. Pretty much everything. Dishes. I mean, stuff that wasn't even hers. I mean, and then when she said rocks, I just had enough. I just, you know, it seemed like every other day she was texting me for something else, something new, something she wanted. And then when I had called the police department, the lady had stated that she needed paperwork. Well, I told her I had paperwork, and she asked me where it was. I told her it was in the house. The paperwork clearly states that she was to not come over and molest anything on the property without written consent or prior knowledge. And she decided to come over, and what was said about the rocks, I said, just cut your losses. You've taken enough. I've had enough. And Frankie was next to me when I said it, because we were in a semi, and there probably was swear words going on, but I'm the one that hung up. I was the bigger person because I didn't want to talk to her. And yes, I did say trespassing, because it's a form of trespassing. I wasn't home. Even though we were married, I still had paperwork that said that that was it. So when I had gotten home, the police had, I had called the police again, and it was shift change, and 2 officers showed up, and they didn't even want to look at the paperwork. The paperwork wasn't even good enough. And Renee had said she called the cops, which she did, and the cops said that they were going to come out, which they never did with Renee. Renee came out with a friend, and while my daughter and son were at home, and proceeded to go through and grab stuff. One of which was the rocks. I ceased to communicate with her that day. I had no communication with Renee. I haven't seen my kids since then. And now I got these allegations. So I don't know. I just had enough.